Took a trip up to Conover, Wisconsin. Went to Torch Lake Campground. And right here, I'm north on Adams, which leads up to Torch Lake Campground. I'm taking a left on G. Pretty much the only way to hit the southern trails around this area. It's just north of Eagle River. And riding down this road, I know there's no signage there at Adams, whether it's right, left, or if the trail actually goes that way. And just a little while ago, there was a county cop passed me. And if he didn't turn around, then I guess it's legal to ride this area or ride on this road. But some of the groups or whatever that run the road signs or the trail signs just don't have everything together. You can get really confused out here. You'll see several times that I stop along the trail. It's like going down this road. I'm looking for, there's a section to the north of it that you can ride through, but it comes back to G, and then you have to go down G again, and then it turns to the left, and then you end up at G again after one of the trails that leads off to the right down there. So kind of confusing. Right here I'm using Onyx off-road maps. You know, Polaris has got theirs, Polaris Ride Command, but I noticed that Polaris Ride Command didn't have, for some reason on mine, it didn't show all the trails. So I just used Onyx off-road, rode everything that I could find. I rode north, and the north from Torch Lake Campground was pretty much all road. And even this, I mean, you're still on the road. I'd rather be on the off-road trails, but it does get off into some little more off-road south than what I was on up north. Some of the trails up there, if you know past trails and you go to turn on them, you'll know you'll end up in somebody's backyard, and it's like, oh yeah, that trail's closed. It's like, oh, well, it'd be nice if they put up some signs that say no ATVs. But there is a huge amount of snowmobile trails up here, so the signs are still up for snowmobile trails, and they look a lot like what the trails do for the ATV, but they just don't have enough for the ATV to know where exactly you're going. Like right here, it takes a right. I think there was a sign back there that said that this will go up, and then there's a left. But if you look at when I turn left up here, up a ways, because I had to make sure, I stopped to make sure that this was actually part of the trail. I was looking for signs again, but once you get all the way up here, and when I take a left, it actually shows the trail left and straight forward. It doesn't show back this way unless you trick the corner. And then if you turn around and come back, there'll be a sign that says ATV to the right. And it's like, you get down to the end of the road and there's nothing there. So many missing signs. A lot of road riding up here too. Road speed limit is 35, no matter if you're on the trail or on the road, unless it's posted. I've seen one posting where they had an ATV sign, and below it said 45, but then is that for the ATV or is that for the snowmobile? This was a cold ride up here too. I woke up in the morning, it was 30 degrees. Granted, here in Wisconsin, it's 30 should be warm enough, but just for out tooling, the wind was up. It was like a mist raining on and off all day. I rode 2 days down around Conover area, and like I said, most of the north riding was all road. you could get, I know I ran into a couple, they said they went up to Copper Harbor up in the UP, and they rode all the way up there, and they were on their way back. But here's another one taking a, see, if you look at the sign back there, it shows that it goes straight or to the left, but it doesn't go straight. On Onyx and Polaris maps, it doesn't show anything going that way, so it's probably just like a remnant snowmobile trail, a sign for the snowmobile trails. And this up here, you start going through neighborhoods, start going past the houses and stuff, and it's like, am I supposed to be here or not? Sooner or later, you run up on an ATV sign way down the end. And this is where you got to really sit there and look at the trails. You see right there, that whole section, the other two places were marked no ATVs, so you only got one direction to go. So obviously you're still on the trail system because they're showing you that there's no ATVs down that way. This is a nice section through here. Gets you off of that Highway G, so you don't have to mess around with traffic or anything, but really it could be longer, but hey, it's better than nothing. I expected to see more animals out here. The only thing I saw was a couple of turkeys. One had the fan up. They were in the middle of the trail. As soon as I rolled up on them, they were starting to move off. And then total, I was seeing about 4 deer up here. I don't think I got them in any of the videos here. I was talking to another couple that was riding through on the northern section. There was a couple of deer that we were sitting there talking, and they just walked through. And then on this section, somewhere down in here, it might have been on one of my return trips, that a couple of deer were off on the right side. But no bear, no coyotes, wolves, cats, anything like that running around. Just a rabbit, 2 turkeys, and 4 deer. Coming up on Highway G up here, gonna take a right, head west to get to the next trail. Once you go west, then there's a trail to the south. And once again, it's as long as you're following the maps, it's fine. But as far as signage goes, there's not a whole lot. For the snowmobiles, yes. For the ATVs, no. A lot of road riding. If I cut all the road riding out, the video would be really short, but for why this video is on here is so that the other ones that come up here normally with me, they can kind of see what you're doing in this area. This right here, I kind of thought that I was looking to see if the trail went right or not, but then I seen there was nothing there and I wasn't far enough. Right up here though, it'll branch off to the left. It'll take a road to the left. And then off of that road, you'll see that it's a snowmobile trail because the roads are covered in white because of the pics of the snowmobile. Pretty sure this sign right up here is where the left is. Yeah. So off of this way, you'll go down, it'll take a right here, and it'll go down to a T. And there's two different directions that this will go. I went only to a certain point either way. And you'll see where I ended at, basically when I took a right, I ended back at G, and then I didn't record back from G going back to that T, and then I took the other way and headed down by, you'll see that as soon as it's done here. Went down to that point. I didn't go any further because I know in the future with the guys I ride with, they'll be up here and want to go, and I'm like, well, yeah, you're going to destinations basically on these trails, and I wasn't really going to go to any destinations at this point in time. I was just checking out, scoping out the trails, seeing what all was out there and where they went, where all the trails were, how much road you got to ride, and all that kind of stuff. I know to the right is St. Germain. There's a couple other places up there like Spainer and another place, and on the left goes down to a few other places. More stuff to the left, I think, than there is to the right. But I don't know if you can read the sign that when I come up to the intersection, there's a sign up there that lists all the different places that it goes, and whether that could be snowmobile sign too. It's right there straight in front of you. That could be snowmobile trail too, which you might not be able to get to. Well, it's not there. One more intersection. So you might not be able to get to it with the UTV or ATVs. I think more of this is all set up for snowmobile area. Even though that last year we had to go all the way to Ontonagon, Michigan in order to get snow to go snowmobiling. There wasn't enough in Wisconsin to really, I mean, if you do get snow in Wisconsin, you better be on it and going, otherwise it just goes away so fast, and so many sleds out there, it just burns the trail up. Up in Ontonagon, we rode, that was in March 8th, which Down here, pretty much the snow is all gone. We didn't really see snow until we got up into Michigan, right close to where we were going. Otherwise, there's scattered snow, maybe like 3 inches on the ground and scattered. You got up there and it was at least 2 feet of snow. This section here, I seen 2 trails that go off to the right, goes into one. It's like a Y that comes down to this trail, and that's coming out, and then there's another one going in just a little further back. I was just checking out to see if they were, if there was any ATV signs. Actually, there was no signs up there, so I could see somebody veering off on that and going on a trail that they're not supposed to be on. Snowmobile only. This is the intersection that either you go right or left. I'm going to go to the right, and I'm going to run up this way and check out this end of the trail. It pretty much goes right back to Highway G. And what I was looking for down this one was a lookout tower. I was trying to get to the lookout tower. I could see it on the maps on Onyx. But once I got up there, I could see the trail went across the road and headed more north across G, but there was no way to get to the tower. And I thought about going down the road, and I thought, well, there's no ATV signs, and who knows if the tower is even there, or if there's any way in there. It might be gated off, so I didn't bother going down there. This goes on for a while, and then it'll come up to the road, where once I got to the road, because I figure if the other guys are going to come out and ride sometime, I'm not going to go do it all. I'll do certain sections of it and see where, like I said, where the road is, where the off-road is, to get a better ride. Bunch of logging going on up here too. One of the orange sign was back there. This whole section on the left is all cut out and they're stacking logs. Trail's a little bit rough where they go, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Basically they're logging roads and you're using their roads. This is where it comes up to G again. You can see the trail off to the left. So that continues north, but from here I turned around, went back to the T and started filming again. I'm going down the other side, so if you were to come down to the T, this is going left instead of right. This goes down to a bunch of other places. It comes out at a basically a gravel road, which I don't know if it turns back into this type of sandy trail or if it stays road ever or turns into pavement further you go. Figured that was for another trip. Scout out some more trails later on. Should be coming up on the end of this trail pretty soon. And from here I turned around. I didn't record anything. I think I might have recorded going back on this one, but not the other one. One of the two I did, but it just gets to be too much video putting everything on here. Hey, look, it's a gorilla from Gymkhana. A little bit lost up here in the upper Wisconsin woods.